Hello and welcome to English Bytes. Intersect. Intersect has 3 syllables, and in American English we pronounce it as intersect. 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 In British English we pronounce it as intersect. 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 Now let's understand its meaning. Intersect means where two things meet or join or cross each other, often involving lines or objects. Imagine a red car driving on one road and a blue car driving on another road. The point where the roads meet is called an intersect. The example sentences are: number 1, two roads intersect at the city center. Number 2, different railway tracks intersect at the train station. Synonyms of intersect are connect, cross, meet. Antonyms of intersect are disconnect, separate, miss. The first form is intersect, the second form is intersected, and the third form is intersected. Common preposition used with this word is at. The other prepositions are intersect with and intersect in. Anatomize. Anatomize has 4 syllables, and in British English we pronounce it as anatomize. 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 In American English we pronounce it as anatomize. 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 Anatomize means to cut apart and study the different parts of something in a great details. It's like looking at a machine, breaking it down into smaller pieces, understand the relation of these pieces or parts, and find out how each piece of machine works together and forms a machine. The example sentences are: number 1, during this science experiment, students had the opportunity to anatomize the frog, exploring its organs and body parts. Number 2, the doctor will anatomize the X-ray to understand the human bone structure. Its synonyms are examine, analyze, study. The antonyms are skim, ignore, overlook. The first form is anatomize, the second form is anatomized, and the third form is anatomized. Common preposition used with this word is on. The other prepositions are anatomize of and anatomize into. Berate. Berate has 2 syllables, and we pronounce it as berate. 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 Now let's understand its meaning. Berate is like when someone is very unhappy with you and talks to you in a loud and upset way because you did something wrong. Imagine you forgot to do your homework and your teacher gets really mad at you. She starts scolding you, saying, "Why didn't you do your homework? You need to be more responsible." That's a bit like being berated. Now let's understand the example sentences. Number 1. She forgot to do the homework, so teacher berated her. Number 2. When mom saw the room, she began to berate me for not cleaning up. Synonyms of berate are criticize, scold, lecture. Antonyms are praise, compliment, support. The first form is berate, the second form is berated, and the third form is berated. Common preposition used with this word is for. The other prepositions are berate about and berate by. Embitter. Embitter has 3 syllables, and in American English, we pronounce it as embitter, embitter, embitter. In the British English, we pronounce it as embitter, embitter, embitter. Now, let's understand its meaning. Embitter means to make someone feel more angry, upset, and unhappy for something that happened to him. It's like when you expected something good to happen, but something bad happened instead, and it makes you feel unhappy or angry. The example sentences are: number 1, constant criticism can embitter a person. Number 2, unresolved conflicts can embitter family relationships. The synonyms are ruin, upset, irritated. The antonyms are improve, comfort, make happy. The first form is embitter, the second form is embittered, and the third form is embittered. Common preposition used with this word is by. The other prepositions are embitter with and embitter against. Abandon. Abandon has 3 syllables and we pronounce it as abandon, abandon, abandon. Now, let's understand its meaning. Abandon means to leave a place, thing, or a person, usually forever. When someone abandons something, it means they leave it and don't come back for it. Like when you forget or keep your bag at the park and you don't go get it, your bag is all alone. That is like abandoning. So in simple words, leaving something behind and not taking care of it is called abandon. Now let me tell you the example sentences. Number 1. We have decided to abandon our old house and find a new one. Number 2. The player had to abandon the match due to an injury. Synonyms of abandon are leave, neglect, forsake. Antonyms are maintain, support, keep. The first form is abandon. The second form is abandoned. The third form is abandoned. Common preposition used with this word is to. The other prepositions are abandoned by, abandoned in. Bedeck. Bedeck has 2 syllables and we pronounce it as Bedeck. 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 Now let's understand its meaning. Bedeck means to decorate or adorn something with a lot of fancy or beautiful things. It's like dressing up or adding special decorations to make something look really nice and pretty. The example sentences are: Number 1. Sarah likes to bedeck her hair with pretty ribbons. Number 2. Let's bedeck the room with balloons for the party. Synonyms of bedeck are decorate, beautify, ornament. Antonyms are simplify, plain, disrobe. The first form is bedeck, the second form is bedecked, and the third form is bedecked. Common preposition used with this word is with. The other prepositions are bedeck in and bedeck on. Devalue. Devalue has 3 syllables and we pronounce it as devalue. 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 Now let's understand its meaning. The word devalue means to reduce the worth, price, or value of something. Devalue is when something becomes less important or loses its value and is not as valuable as it used to be. Imagine a brand new car is worth $20,000. After a few years, its value will be reduced to $12,000. So we can say that it has been devalued by $8,000. Example sentences of devalue are: Number 1. If you consistently criticize yourself, you may devalue your self-esteem. Number 2. Governments sometimes devalue their currency to boost exports. Synonyms of devalue are cheapen, reduce, downgrade. Antonyms are raise, increase, upgrade. The first form is devalue, the second form is devalued, and the third form is devalued. Common preposition used with this word is by. And the other prepositions are against and to. Mislay. Mislay has 2 syllables and we pronounce it as mislay, mislay, mislay. The word mislay means to unintentionally put something in the wrong place and then temporarily forget where you placed it. For example, if you cannot find your favorite pen because you left it in a different drawer, you could say, I always mislay my pen. Example sentences of mislay are: number 1, I often mislay my glasses and have trouble finding them. Number 2, she realized she had mislaid her necklace after the party. Synonyms of mislay are forget, misplace, displace. Antonyms are remember, locate, retain. The first form is mislay, the second form is mislaid, and the third form is mislaid. Common preposition used with this word is in, and the other prepositions are on and under. Jostle. Jostle has 2 syllables, and in British English we pronounce it as jostle, jostle, jostle. In American English we pronounce it as jostle, jostle, jostle. Now let's understand its meaning. The word jostle means to push or bump into someone or something to get more space. If people jostle for something, they compete with each other in order to get what they want. So, if you have ever been in a crowded bus or a train and felt people accidentally pushing you, that is a kind of jostling. The example sentences are: number 1, as the doors opened, passengers jostled to get on the train. Number 2, the children excitedly jostled to see the animals at the zoo. Synonyms of jostle are push someone, collide with, squeeze. Antonyms are give space, clear, avoid. The first form is jostle, the second form is jostled, the third form is jostled. The common preposition used with this word is against. The other prepositions are in and for. Gossip. Gossip has 2 syllables, and in British English we pronounce it as gossip, gossip, gossip. In American English, we pronounce it as gossip, gossip, gossip. Gossip means talking about other people and their private matters, especially when it involves rumors or information that may not be true. It can involve discussing news, stories, or details, sometimes true and sometimes not true, about someone's matters or life. The example sentences are: number 1, Sarah prefers to avoid gossip about others. Number 2, they gathered in the kitchen to share the gossip. Synonyms of gossip are whisper, rumor, chat. Antonyms are silence, respect, privacy. The first form is gossip, second form is gossiped, and the third form is gossiped. Common prepositions used with this word are about and of. The other prepositions are with and on. Ineluctable. Ineluctable has 5 syllables and its pronunciation is same in British and American English. We pronounce it as ineluctable, ineluctable, ineluctable. Ineluctable means something that is going to happen and there is no way to escape, avoid from it, or stop it. The example sentences of ineluctable are: number 1, the sunrise is ineluctable every morning. Number 2, learning from mistakes is an ineluctable part of progress. Synonyms of ineluctable are definite, sure, possible. Antonyms are avoid, preventable, changeable. The word ineluctable is an adjective. It's not a verb, so it doesn't have forms. Common preposition used with this word is of, and the other preposition is as. Fracas. Fracas has 2 syllables, and in British English we pronounce it as fracas, fracas, fracas. In American English we pronounce it as fracas, fracas, fracas. Fracas is a loud and noisy fight or argument when things are not calm. It's when people are making a lot of noise and causing a disturbance due to some disagreement or conflict. The example sentences are: number 1, the neighbors had a fracas over the loud music played late at night. Number 2, The disagreement between two friends turned into a fracas. Synonyms of fracas are quarrel, fight, disturbance. The antonyms are peace, calm, agreement. Fracas is a noun. Common preposition used with the word fracas is in, and the other prepositions are of and with. Thanks for watching.